Namaste children. So children, today we are again with the revision class of the chapter democracy. Children, in a previous class we discussed about meaning of democracy and we also discussed about universal adult franchise. We also discussed about features of democracy, isn't it? And then we have already completed arguments against democracy. That means demerits of democracy. Once again, we will revise in short all these points. In meaning and definition of democracy, we have discussed democracy is a form of government elected which is formed by elected representatives of the people. And these representatives are elected by a process called election. And in election, universal adult franchise is adopted. We discussed this. Various people have also given definition of democracy that you're learning from your junior classes like Abraham Lincoln has given the definition that democracy is for the people, of the people and by the people, isn't it? So mostly in democracy, more focus is given on common people because it is the government elected by common people. We also discussed various features and we discussed the arguments against democracy. So children, today we are going to deal with the another point of democracy from where mostly the question comes, and that part is arguments for democracy. Though we have discussed various arguments against democracy, but then also, if we make a survey throughout the world and ask people that which form of government you prefer, mostly people will say we prefer democratic form of government because at least in democratic form of government, people can express their views, isn't it? They are treated as citizens, not as subjects. In my previous class, I had just explained you difference between subjects and citizen, isn't it? So today we'll discuss that why democratic form of government is known as best form of government, or what are the positive points of democracy or arguments in favor of democracy. Various points are given in your book, but we'll just revise. I've already explained in my previous videos when I taught this lesson all the points. Today just I will explain you in short what are the main positive points of democracy. The first positive point is democratic form of government is accountable form of government. Now children, what is meaning of the term accountable? Accountable means answerable. In democracy, whosoever is the prime minister or any other council of minister, either railway minister or finance minister or foreign ministers, all these ministers who are elected by common people, the representatives, the MLAs, the MPs who are elected by common people, they are answerable to common people. Answerable means they have to work for the people, they have to serve the nation, they have to solve the problems of people, isn't it? They have to fulfill the promises which are made by them before elections. And if they are a failure in completing, in fulfilling those promises, then in next election always we see that that government or that party does not come to power. And who does the work? The work done is by common people. The common people will never repeat the political party which is not serving the people. That means whosoever is elected by common people, that party or that leaders are answerable to the common people, isn't it? For example, if BJP or Congress or any other party has promised that when we will come to power, we will remove poverty. And suppose in the rule of BJP or Congress or any other political party, poverty instead of reducing, it has increased. Then what will happen? People will question them. What about your promises? You told that poverty will be removed, but it was not removed, it was not reduced. Then what will happen? In next election, that party will never come in power. So The first and the most important merit or arguments for democracy is it is answerable form of government. Democratic government, Democrats, the leaders, those who are elected by common people, they are answerable. They have to give answers to common people when they don't fulfill their promises. Then the second very important point, certain points are given in your book. One more point is democratic form of government, all decisions they are taken by a group of people. That means though delayed decision making is done, but always there are chances that decisions are correct because only one head is not involved. You see that in democracy, for taking any decision, various committees are called, discussion is done, meeting is held, isn't it? Always meeting takes place, it is discussed. For example, when Prime Minister has to take decision, he calls a meeting. Always you see in the news channel that cabinet meeting is been called, various people have been consulted, and different heads are involved. When different heads, different minds are involved, always there are chances that decisions are best. So this point is we have discussed as negative point of democracy in a previous class. That means delay in decision making. But it can be discussed positively that though delay are done in decision making, but there are always chances that democratic form of government, what happens? Always decisions are correct. So this is also the positive point of democracy. Then various other positive points are there that in democracy people are treated as subjects, dignity of people are being respected, people are given equal respect, fundamental rights are given to people. In democracy, people have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, they have got fundamental rights, isn't it? They can take own decision. And in democracy, there is one more advantage that people have a chance to correct their mistakes. That means, suppose you see that many a times that if people suppose you see the past history, Congress continued to rule our country for many years, isn't it? But what happened? As Congress in the recent years, they did not work for the welfare of the people. They did not work for the development of the people, isn't it? Then people realize their mistake. They realize that by electing Congress government, we have done a mistake. And after that, they gave vote to BJP and BJP rule came in our country. And suppose if BJP also repeats the same mistake, it does not work for development of the nation. It is if it only involves itself in corruption. What again people will do? If people will feel that they have done a mistake by electing Congress government, what people will do in next election? That party will never come to power, isn't it? So this is also one of the positive point that people they if they feel that they have done some mistake, they can change the existing government. And not only people, a chance is given to political leaders also. If political leaders, if BJP or Congress feels that they have done certain mistakes and due to that people have not elected them, they also get a chance to improve themselves. In the next election, they just improve themselves and they work for the welfare of the nation. So at least a chance is given to both leaders and common people to improve themselves. So this is also one of the positive point of democracy. And rest the positive points you can get from definition itself, that in democracy people have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, at least people have got fundamental rights, isn't it? Then people, democratic government is people's own government. That means it is elected by the common people, isn't it? Nobody comes to power by a military coup or without the will of the common people. So whosoever is the prime minister at the central level, chief minister at the state level, they come to power just by elections, isn't it? So democratic government is people's own government. So today we have discussed the different positive points of democracy In that we have discussed that democratic form of government is answerable form of government. Then people and the government both can change their mistakes. Then various other positive points we have discussed that though delay takes in decision, but then also when many heads are involved, different peoples are involved, there are chances that mistakes are not done in any decision. So always there are chances that best decisions are taken in democracy. In democracy, people are treated as citizens, not as subjects. That means we have discussed difference between citizens and subjects in a previous class. Citizens means the people of the country, those who are not suppressed, they are not oppressed. They are given fundamental rights. They can express their views. They have dignity in society. They are respected by government, isn't it? So, democratic form of government, people have their own dignity and they are treated as citizens, not as subjects. Subjects means the people of the country, those who are treated as slaves. For example, during British rule, people of our country were treated as slaves. So these are some of the positive points. Some other points are also there, but today we have discussed in short most of the points. Rest you see in my previous video I have given, and this one by one each and every positive point, negative point we have discussed in a previous video. So today we have discussed the positive point, and now we will go to the last part of the lesson, that is broader meaning of democracy. Before discussing this broader meaning of democracy, we'll discuss difference between direct and indirect democracy. Now children, what is direct democracy? Direct democracy is a democracy in which people directly participate in the political activities. For example, today we see that Prime Minister is there, Chief Minister is there, representatives of common people rule the country. But in direct democracy, everyone is the ruler, everyone is the minister. And this type of direct democracy is practically not possible throughout the world because mostly all the countries of the world are overpopulated. And this overpopulated means they are having more population, and this direct democracy is only possible where the population is very less. For example, in India, the best example of direct democracy is Gram Panchayat, where every person in the village, that is Gram Sabha, they give the vote and they participate in political activities. But indirect democracy is representative democracy, where representatives of the common people, they rule the country and they become the ministers. So mostly representative democracy is most commonly there throughout the world. So direct democracy is not possible, is not there, but indirect democracy is present throughout the world. So direct and indirect democracy. Now, what is broader meaning of democracy? If the question comes in your exam, we have discussed in detail in previous video. Once again, I will revise in short. So, direct democracy means, broader meaning of democracy means democracy is not only a form of government, it is something more than that. It is an ideology, it is a way of living a life, isn't it? It is the principle of life. For example, I had explained you while teaching this that suppose there are two types of family. In one family, decisions of the family are taken just by the head of the family, suppose a father or grandfather. And in some families, if any decision is to be taken, combinedly the whole family sits together, they discuss and take any decision. So, the family which takes all this decision together, that family is known as democratic family. And in family in which decisions are taken by one member of the family, they are known as autocratic family, isn't it? So, the broader meaning of democracy means democracy is not only a form of government, but it is ideology of life. It is a way of living life. I had given you the example also. There are two type of teachers, democratic and autocratic. The democratic teachers always interact with the students, listen the views of the students, and they just do interaction. But autocratic teachers, they don't interact. They just say whatever we teach, it is correct. Nobody has right to just question, isn't it? So democracy is not only a form of government, it is way of living a life. So children, today we have discussed about merits and broader meaning of democracy. Now, your homework will be to write merits of democracy and broader meaning of democracy. Both will be your homework. You just write it and post it on the WhatsApp group. Because it is the revision class, once again you have to write these answers for your revision so that you can do it better in your exam. So with this, we'll end the video. We'll meet in the next class with the revision of the next chapter in economics. Today we have completed civics, second chapter, and in my next video I will discuss the next chapter of economics, that is people as a resource. So we'll do revision of that chapter. Till then, thank you children. You complete the homework that is given by me. Okay, thank you children.